this is me shed situation. Solar panels on the top for free electricity for my music, my lighting. That's my other shed, which is covered over with all the rack and stuff. It's the boxing shed as well with the solar panels on the top. Again, free electricity. And this shed is where I build my lambrettas. Let's take it inside. I'll go into my little areas and go through some stuff with you, if you're interested, that is. Such small areas, so the attachments and stuff is to give me more variation in such a small area, so I can take things off, put things in and work out and hit all the body parts I need to. That's the 3-foot bar there with the grips. And then various grips and bars. But them 2 bars there, they go on the Smith machine that I've just acquired. So we've got the jammer arms, which are for the rack, which are good. Bench press, bent over rows, shoulder pressing, plate loaded. Plate loaded again, flies, which attaches to the PowerTech bench. PowerTech, good top range. Not the stretches and all that good, but very kind and thingy on your shoulders. You go in the other room and do the other machine. Pec deck if you want to stretch, so you get both anyway. But I prefer that one for the top range. The bench, which is single arm, seated, shoulder pressing, rowing, various like incline, decline, flat bench, and the tricep bar there, which I put in a vise and stretched it and stretched it and stretched it, and then I ended up with that one. Not really. What are you doing? And then we have the dips, which is another attachment, PowerTech. There's a bit of a theme with PowerTech. I'm not promoting them or anything like that kind of thing. Bloody hell. It took me quite a while to get all the bits. That does great dips, so hits the chest really good. Turn yourself around, and the tricep burn and the tricep dips with it is brilliant, really good. Just above it is the leg press, the lying down leg press, which, you know, doesn't look a lot, does the job it needs to be done. Gives you a different variation on the legs after squatting and leg curls and leg extensions. And leg curls and leg extensions, attachment PowerTech again there. Then you've got these little things which you put your dumbbell in. Put them on your bar above you, saves you picking them off the floor, so they hang above you on the bar, your bench press bar, and then you hook them off, do your reps, hang them back up. You don't have to pick them off the floor all the time. Saves, you know, get an extra couple of reps out of it then. Saves you slinging them up. Then you've got the seated shoulder press, which is up here. Seated shoulder press. And then you've got seated shoulder raise, lat raises. Good hit on the shoulders, burn like mad. Then we've got seated rowing, different variations, wide grip, medium and close grip. And then you can, depend on how far you want it to pull back or forward, you can get a bigger stretch. Great little bit of kit. And again, back to the bars, but that's the diesel heater what powers me heating over winter, keeps it near toasty. And my batteries and my solar panel, the wiring looks great, like, but it's safe. It is safe, trust me. And that's the solar panel controller box and the fuses, which does all my lighting, which as you see, is pretty cool. Then we go outside, then we've got the variation grip bench press, which is kinder on the old shoulders, to be truthful. Hits the chest. And you've got the squat bar, the safety squat bar, which is neat. Puts the loader right at the top of your quads. Then we have this thing here, which is part of the standing lat raise, which is cool. And then bars that I was showing you before, these ones down there, they replaced the big bar here, the Smith machine, for the rack, which is cool. You just take the bar out and then put the little bits in, and then you can do crossover cables or different pulley work with them. Then you've got the variation on pulley bars for your back. So you've got normal grips, variation bars and grips and stuff, and then close grip, wide grip, medium grip, all the way up. And that's the lat pull down, or the seated pulley row if you want to use it outside here in the summer. You got your dumbbells, old school type, and then the pulley bar, and then the weights obviously. Then you've got the, you can use it for shrugs, you can use it for deadlifting, good morning, various other exercises with that. Good bar. Then you got another leg press which attaches to the bench there. Gives you another variation with your legs when you're squatting. Same with the Smith machine, you can squat with that as well, but using the other bar is much better. But the Smith machine, shoulder pressing, squatting, deadlifting, all the different variations, cool. Gives you like a few bits that have been added on. And then you've got my jerry cans, but not jerrys, the garries. Then these are the grips. You swap hands. This is the actual grip, which fits snug in your hand for doing kickbacks, single arm pulleys, different variation. Really comfortable on your hand. And this is where I get all my fruit from. So we've got blueberries, then we've got pears, which are growing nicely. Big apple tree at the back there, Granny Smith's. This one's a cherry tree. Then there's a big cherry tree there. Oh, salute the flag. Flag flying high. Then we've got kiwi. Over there we've got red currants, gooseberries. We also have, these are wine berries. They'll be out shortly. And then we have plum tree. You get my little plums there. There's one of them there. Growing nicely. There's a few on there. Another apple tree, which is Cox's. Back one is Golden Delicious. Then you've got blackberries at the back, and then we have my strawberries over the far side. So, and then in here, we've been before the boxing gym. So we have ab work, so you can do leg raises or dips. Then we have treadmill, number one. Then we have a pulley, a little like multi-gym thing I welded up and made myself with old parts and then fabricated and welded. So you can do hammer curls on the machine or anything lifting wise, bicep curls, that kind of thing. Then you've got me pads for my pad work and boxing, and then you've got the big tap outs and boxing gloves, there are a few of them. Then we have the wall mounted punch bag for hooks, uppercuts and stuff, solid. 30 kilo weight vest, which I use when I'm on the bag for extra weight for me, help me bounce around. A 16 stone bag, which is quite a big bag. And then you've got this one, which is 10 stone, which is solid leather, about 10 cows killed to make this. Old school, 30 years old this. Been in here since I moved in. That I bought brand new. Stuffing's coming out of it and all kinds, but still functional. Then you have the leather bag, solid leather. Look at that. This is another good bag. Then these are seated pulley row foot plates that I welded up and made myself, which sort of, as you can see, I welded it all up. Welding's like dog crap, but it holds and works. And then what you do is you slot it in and it works a treat. And that's part of the crossover cables. So you've got the crossovers. So there's number one. Goes into like, so you can do your pull-ups. It goes down the other side. Both of them 90 kilo load, 180 kilo in total. Do seated rows. You can do your pulley work, tricep work, lat work. You can do all kinds on them. Curls. And then you've got a water machine, spare bench. The music's at the back, the big speaker at the back, so you can blast out tunes. Then you've got the multi-gym, which was on about before, about the flies, which is this part here, which opens up and then you can do a variation stretching or pec deck work, shoulder press, bench press, pulley work, leg curls, leg extensions, all that kind of stuff. Treadmill number 2, because my daughter trains with me, so we run on a treadmill together, me this side, that's this side, sorry, and me the other side. Bench, more ab roller, get a crack and burn off the old ab roller. That's the diesel litre in here, and my clock, and then my speed ball which I made, which is brilliant. So cool. Floor to ceiling ball. These gloves everywhere. These little bag gloves, boxing gloves. They're the ones I'm been using now. They're 18 ounce. Nice pair of gloves. And you've got other gloves and stuff there. And then more and more gloves everywhere, because this is the boxing side. This is the cardio and boxing side, which is all good. Yeah, pretty cool. And then just back out there, just stuff that I can't fit in anyway, so the bike's outside, getting rid of them, throw them out for the scrap man. I'll be using them. And then we're back in on the gym. Thanks for watching, thanks for being patient. Just why I go through a few things and talk about a few of the things.